Alright guys, welcome to another comic review. This was another comic sent by my good friend, Mount Vernon Kid, who sent this as a part of the package I did a video on. And I've already done the first one, DC, so now let's move on to Wolvenheart. So, Wolvenheart is a comic from Mad Cave Comics. This is one of these indie groups, and when I get into these really indie, really super indie comics, I'm always really hesitant because sometimes they really try to blow the budget or try to be as out there as possible, and it just comes off as boring and generic. Guys, I gotta tell you, if you can, go pick up Wolvenheart. Really go check out Wolvenheart, because this comic is one of these super indie books that I've really come to enjoy. I really enjoyed Wolvenheart. This is a great book, I gotta be honest. And it's really out there. It's really hard to explain, but the best way I could describe Wolvenheart is if you mixed Doctor Who with Castlevania. That's the best way to that's the best way to describe it. Castlevania meets Doctor Who. So this comic centers around a man named Sterling Cross, who is a half-human, half-vampire, Romani, who was taken from his camp by Van Helsing to work for an organization. You may have heard this story before. Oh, a supernatural organization that fights monsters. Woo! Haven't we heard that from every fucking comic company ever? Well, there's a bit of a spin on it, because here, the organization Wolvenheart deals with monsters, but they time travel to do it. You see, Wolvenheart exists in and out of time, and basically they send Sterling as their top agent to go out and hunt down other monsters, or specters as they're called, throughout the timelines to keep the timeline safe. So this collects the first 7 issues. I don't know if they've put the others in trade, but in here, in this story, Sterling is put into a situation where he has to he is combating a new threat called the Queen in Black. Yeah, funny, I know. And it turns out that Queen in Black is Elizabeth Bathory, who has manipulated Queen Elizabeth, who, in the timeline he's gone to see her, Queen Elizabeth or Queen Victoria has lost Prince Albert, and she's gone into her total goth phase. So what I like about this comic is, first off, the art. There is some stuff I can't really show you, but I just love this kind of art style. This really does feel like it could be you could transition this into an anime. This straight up feels like you could transition this into a full-on anime that someone could watch, because there's little bits of Hellsing in here. There's little bits of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There's a lot of anime inspiration, especially from the art style, which a lot of it is computer drawn by the looks of it, but it's actually not blaringly bad. I have seen some computer drawn anime styles to American comics, and they usually come out bad. But here, it's like the artists knew what they were doing. In fact, let me talk about the creators real quick. The creator and writer of it is Mark London. Artist by Alejandro Gialdo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, this is actually a very well put together comic. Like I've said before with most super independent comics, a lot of them really try hard to be they really try hard to stand out, and they usually, and especially when it comes to supernatural books, they really try to stand out, and it usually fails and comes off generic. Here, there is some generic stuff in here, but at the same time, there is some really amazing ideas. Again, we have it's a supernatural organization that fights monsters, and it's led by Van Helsing. But there's time travel involved, and preserving the timeline from monsters is really cool. You have Nikola Tesla in here. I don't want to spoil what kind of role he plays. You have Elizabeth Bathory, another real person. You have Dorian Gray. You've got, the classic monsters. Sterling Cross himself is pretty fun. He's kind of like he is basically a half vampire. We've seen that before. But I do like his character in that he's very cocky, but at the same time he's like, I know I'm a fuck-up, and I'm going to try my best to fix that. And this comic goes 0 to go in a split second, because this deals with like the consequences of time travel, as well as several other notions here and there. There's just some great storytelling. I especially like how they do bring up Van Helsing, but he's not like a mainstay in here. And they also have like just some great artwork. Like, look at Geraldo's artwork is great. Just look at that. Look at that scene right there. We do have Dracula. In fact, there you go. Dracula is the big pale creature with the swords. This is a very it's a very out there comic. Like, you clearly see a lot of anime influence in here more than anything else. Like, I don't see a lot of like Hellboy influence or, you know, X-Files influence. This is very straight anime influenced. Just the plot, it's time traveling monster hunters. That's, yeah. If anything, it's more like Helsing meets Doctor Who. Now that I think, it's more like that when it's come to that. So I was pleasantly surprised, and I really dug this book. I really dug this story. There's some great characters, and it actually feels like it's all spaced out. And and the ending was something I was not expecting at all. And this is a 7-issue trade. Like, usually it gets 6 issues, and I feel like I felt like this comic was very well paced. I felt like you got like the whole first story arc very much handled pretty well. So I really did enjoy that. So yeah, Chris, thank you from all my heart. Thank you for sending this. This was I didn't know what to expect with this. I mean, I knew what to expect with like the Zenoscope comics, because I've read those before, but this was the one that made me go, I don't know what to expect, because these really deep, super deep independent comics are sometimes hit and miss, and I really want to read the second volume. I don't know if the second volume is out yet or whatever, but this, if you're looking for like something fun, like I said, Helsing meets Doctor Who, what more could you ask for? I highly recommend it. The trade is $19.99, so $20. You can probably find it cheaper on Amazon or some other place. But if you're looking for something like fun and out there for like fun monster stuff, give this a shot. This is definitely worth your time. This is very much worth your time. Anyway, so once again, Chris, bro, bottom of my heart, thank you so much for sending this to me. This was a lot of fun. This was very much a lot of fun. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys later.